Hey guys, today we're going to talk about paid promotion, but not Kickstarter campaigns or micro brands sending out free watches to reviewers. Today I want to talk about mainstream brands and how they employ brand ambassadors and how they take their product and they place it in movies or TV shows, and really what effect does that have on their consumer base? Is it effective? I think it is. I think Omega sells a lot of watches being known as the James Bond brand. They weren't always the brand that James Bond used, but they are now. And I think that's really successful for them. And companies, they pay celebrities, actors, actresses, athletes to basically be what they call ambassadors, where they wear their product around. Are they paying for product? Probably not. They're probably getting them for free, and they're probably getting a nice check on top of that to go to photo shoots in public events wearing, whatever watch it is. Now, I do think it's effective. Is it effective for you guys? You guys watching my videos, the crazy watch fans, I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think guys like you and me, watch Idiot Savants, we're probably more swayed by, the history of a model or its specs, the value for money, all that stuff. I think that has more of a sway than if we see Lady Gaga or David Beckham being paid to promote a Tudor watch, right? So here's where I find it interesting, is when you notice a watch, I guess you could say in the wild, on a public figure, what they're choosing to wear on their own time. I think that's far more interesting than, just knowing that whoever it is, guys, is just being paid to promote a product. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just find it more interesting to see what they wear on their own time. Now, I have a few examples I want to share with you guys. I'm a huge sports fan. I love American football. My favorite team is the San Francisco 49ers, and their head coach, Kyle Shanahan, who is just an amazing offensive-minded coach. Every time I watch him in a press interview, he's wearing a Hublot, and I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. I caught him staring at his watch during one of the interviews that I watched recently, and I got a screen grab of it right here. Now, I doubt he was actually thinking about Hublot. He was probably thinking, when can I get out of this press conference? But I just thought it pretty interesting. Now, the general manager of the team, John Lynch, he wears a Panerai. Every single interview I see, he's wearing a Panerai. I think that's really cool. Now, could Richemont or could LVMH be, could they have a deal with the NFL where they say, hey, if you want to wear our products, we'll give you 30% off, 50% off, this or that. Certainly that could be the case, in which that would be pretty awesome. But the fact that they wear them all the time in every interview consistently tells me that they enjoy the model. That, not just because they got a discount or whatever, but they genuinely like it. Now, the left tackle, Joe Staley, every single interview I see of him, he's wearing a Breitling Super Ocean 44, a few generations old, and it's on a professional bracelet that is, it's too big for his wrist. It slides around. It's Bruce Loose, I guess you could say. And I think that's pretty cool. Obviously, he's not being paid by Breitling to wear a several generation old discontinued Super Ocean 44, but I still think it's cool when I pick up on those things. Now, guys, if you can't tell, I'm a nerd. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I love Star Wars as well. I was watching this fan panel where they get the actors and actresses out, the producer, the director, and I noticed the actor that plays Finn in the new trilogy, he was wearing this wicked sweater, very colorful, very cool, and he paired it with a Santos de Cartier. I think it was the medium size because I didn't see a date at the 6 o'clock position, but I don't know, it was really interesting to see, hey, look, this actor's wearing a Cartier. I think that's a lot more interesting than just seeing the normal brand ambassadors, where they're paid to go to a photo shoot and to promote a certain brand. So here's the question to you guys. What do you think is effective? Are brand ambassadors, do they really sell watches? Have you been swayed by that? Does that not affect your watch buying decisions in the slightest? Do you find it, like me, more interesting to see what these public figures are wearing when they're not behind the camera, so to speak, when they're just, personally, what they choose to wear? So if you're like that, in the comment section, let me know what you've noticed out in the wild, or watching interviews, or seeing live TV, or whatever. Let me know what you've noticed. I think that would be really interesting. Of course, there are a few well-known examples. Arnold Schwarzenegger wore Seikos in the 80s, late 80s. Sylvester Stallone is unashamed in his love for Panerai, and he was very influential in helping establish the Paneristi fan base in the 1990s. But yeah, apart from the well-known ones, what have you guys noticed? I'd be interested to hear. Thanks for taking the time to watch, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.